we're finally doing this. I came up with a name.
What's the name?
It's the Pre10tious podcast. It's a pun.
Oh, I see. I think I get this pun.
Yeah. Put a lot of thought into it, mostly off the fact that literally every name I could come up with for a week had already been used by somebody else.
That's good.
Yeah.
See, I just went with HTW because I'm like, nobody has the name of the HTW's podcast, so.
Yeah. Well, that's accurate.
It's very accurate.
I'll have to know. When I've searched for it, yours is always the first result.
I hope so. I swear, if somebody takes the name and gets more popular than me, I will be pissed.
I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
So you wanted to talk about Chris Hero before we got into the 2000.
Yeah. Mainly because when I messaged you this, I was kind of like shitting my pants while it was happening. Not actually shitting my pants, but if this is true, then I'm pretty excited, to say the least.
I'm a lot more excited about the Adam Cole rumor, personally.
Is that a thing? Well, that's been a thing for a while now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the rumored reason he dropped it at Final Battle.
I see. Well, I know the Young Bucks aren't coming. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They're staying. I know a lot of people wanted them to go, but I assumed they were going to stay before Adam Cole left. So, but I like to see both of them. I really just hope that Hero doesn't stay in NXT. He probably will. I just want these people to go straight to the main roster because they don't need to be in NXT. Especially Hero, who was there for like what, a year or two, and he's like he pretty much knows the system. He knows the WWE system. You don't need to bring him back in NXT. I don't know.
Well, you see, the issue is I think they viewed it as a bit of a discipline problem, which is why they let him go in the first place.
I see. Well, I don't even know why he left.
It had to do with his weight.
They
wanted him to cut weight.
Well, now look at their Universal Champion.
Yeah.
So I think he has a great shot now, and the weight I think makes him even better now than what he used to be because he can work a much like stronger style. He can always be the big man in matches, and he works a lot
more impact to his strikes.
Yeah, and he works a lot better that way too. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that I hope that this rumor is true. I think especially, I even messaged my friend this like at 2 a.m. like this morning. Like I told him like I was thinking about this like if Chris Hero went to NXT now or even like a year ago, he'd be like the Finn Balor. He'd be like the star of NXT running the show. It's all about timing and like look at him now. He's gonna probably go back to NXT. So we'll see how this turns out. I hope he goes straight to the main roster, but they probably look at it like, oh, well, Joe and Nakamura are probably gonna go up soon, so let's get a guy like Chris Hero to come up. But
well, you see, my worry there is, like, he may come across well in NXT, but I'm not sure he has the mainstream appeal they're looking for. Like, with Finn Balor, you can easily see mainstream appeal. I'm not sure you have that with Chris Hero, really.
Yeah, but they thought about that with Kevin Owens, and look at him now, so... Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to him, though. I hope he doesn't keep his old name, though, in WWE.
Cassius Ohno.
Oh, my God. They
already have somebody else called KO, so I don't think they're going to give somebody else KO.
That's
unless
true.
They do KO at Mania 34 or something.
Yeah, I hope not. God, that'd be a heck of a match to think about. It'd be the one time Kevin Owens wouldn't be like the bigger dude. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to. I just wanted to talk about that. I'm looking forward to to Chris Hero coming. Hopefully.
Well, I watched it like a week ago, the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did the very next day. And I took a lot more notes than I anticipated in build up to this conversation.
I watched it Friday night, I think it was, because I was bored, and I was like, I'll watch this. And it was a good Rumble.
Sponsored by 1-800-COLLECT.
Oh my God, that's right.
Have you seen the Austin D'Lo commercial for 1-800-COLLECT?
I have. I don't think so.
That's great.
I need to watch this now.
Yeah. Anyway, we have the introductions where the atmosphere is electrifying and the sight could not be any bigger, according to JR.
Well.
And Kurt Angle starts off the night when he's going to face his mystery opponent.
His promo was not all that great. Can I just say that real quick?
I don't know. I like super early American hero Kurt Angle.
It seemed like every heel that came out and did a promo, they bashed New York. That's all they did, and the Dudleys, the Dudleys did it, and like
that's all the in-ring promos were either New York sucks or New York is amazing.
It's like, what the fuck? Like,
not to mention their brand new restaurant, WWF New York, just down the street.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Apparently just opened and continues successful business to this day, as we all know.
Definitely successful as of now.
Yep. So, what did you think about Taz being the mystery opponent and the crowd's reaction to Taz?
I mean, I didn't care much for Taz, but he got a big pop.
It's certainly the biggest moment of his career.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Great debut, and then
unless he wants to
fell off the cliff.
Unless he thinks of a big moment as getting fucking botching a spot on ECW and getting thrown off the stage into a guardrail. But yeah, he got a big pop, and he beat fucking Kurt in 3 minutes, I think it was. Like, quick.
But it was with a choke.
Oh no.
So Kurt continues to insist he's undefeated later on in the night.
That's true. But the match was nothing all that special, so yeah.
Oh no. Great debut for Taz, though, given
that's true.
His easy dismantling of Kurt.
Yeah.
ECW chants as Taz was beating Kurt.
Yeah, there were ECW chants on the Dudleys match, like faint ones, and was ECW was still around at this point, right? Yeah, they were still around.
They were around for another year.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah,
and it was a couple months later where they did the whole Mike Awesome Taz in the ECW arena.
Oh yeah,
that they always make a big deal out of because WWE guy beat WCW guy for the ECW title.
Yeah, they like to do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever actually released that match because I looked through it on all the ECW sets and I haven't found it anywhere.
Maybe, I don't know. They did add the last Battle of Atlanta or whatever the fuck. So hopefully I don't know. Maybe they probably will just so they can be like, we beat ECW, yeah, like we know you did.
So after the Taz match, Taz immediately walks to the back. Great for his character. Unfortunately, mainstream audiences have no clue what he's about because he just comes and leaves as soon as he wins.
Mm-hmm.
No celebration, no nothing.
He's super serious about this, killing people.
Yep. Cut to a interview with the Hardy Boys prior to their tables match with the Dudleys.
Mm.
Terry insists that they are going to blow the roof off before Jeff insists that she not come out for the match as a tables match is far too dangerous for her.
But she's not in the match.
Yep. So, I completely forgot Terry was ever with the Hardys.
I did too.
I forgot they had won the TIT a couple months earlier.
Mm.
The Terry Invitational Tag Tournament.
I know. I forgot that too. But I was reminded.
Yeah.
But this match was fucking just like a Young Bucks match now would be.
Can we say the best tables match? I'm not really sure.
I don't know what would be better. What would be a better tables match?
Well, no, I understand that. The thing is, like, there's zero flow to this match. I don't think there's any dispute to that. They're just immediately
they
had through tables.
Yeah, they had 10 minutes to work with, and they just shoved everything they possibly could into this match.
It shouldn't have stood out to me, but it did. JR forgot the definition of consecutively.
Yeah, that's true. They about killed each other. Okay, what I loved at one point was Matt's trying to get on top of the ladder, right? And Devon is trying to is getting on the other side to stop him from jumping on a bully, not bully, Bubba Ray. And Matt shoves him down, and Devon lands on this guy who's just standing right there, who has a sign and just completely destroys his sign. And the guy is just so sad afterwards. It was so funny, but the one point where they both jump on Devon on the table, I thought Devon was gonna die.
Yep.
Jeff landed.
Off the ladder on the top rope. I actually have him elbowing the guy in the head off the crowd when he was shoved it off the ladder.
Yeah, that.
In my notes, I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any lawsuit off of that though.
I hope so, but
sure the guy was fine.
Yeah. But then fucking Matt and Jeff both do like suicide dives onto ladders. Or no, that was Matt, I think it was, or Jeff. I don't know which one. One did
They both did a dive out of the ring,
Yeah.
missed, and went through a table.
Yeah. And they just like killing each other back in the day. And then the finish.
So, here's a question for you: is this the first TLC match as both chairs and ladders are used as weapons in the match?
Yeah, it is. I think
people say the triangle ladder match was the first one, but this took place 2 months before that.
Well, yeah. Well, this was obviously a tables match, but this incorporated every single one.
Yep.
A lot of unprotected chair shots to the head,
Yep.
which were not good. Not good for the body.
That's the time period we're in.
Yeah, a lot of the. God, can we wait till we get to the WWF title match? But
they actually didn't have too many chair shots to the head in that match. Most
No.
of them were the back.
No, but there were a lot of things that make you
things to the head. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things that make your life shorter. But
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, but this match was good, and then of course you have the crazy finish, which is pretty much what people remember this match from.
Where they Bubba falls out of the stands through a stack of tables, and then Jeff Hardy does a swanton off the balcony onto Devon through a table to get their consecutive table breaks to win the match.
Yeah.
Because
Devon went through the table before when they did the double spot.
Bubba. Okay. Order of the table breaking. Bubba went through with a leg drop splash combo by the Hardys.
Which Matt like fucking land. That did not look like that was fun for Bubba. when Matt's face.
They set a table up on the stairs in the ring, which they powerbombed Matt through. The Dudleys did.
Yeah.
And then we had before that we had our diving spots. And then to end the match, we had Bubba and Jeff fighting in the crowd, Matt and Devon fighting on the entrance ramp. And Jeff hit Bubba with a chair to send him off, and then he swanton Devon through a table.
I do want to mention that Teddy Long was the referee for this match.
Oh, he was? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he's the referee. I didn't notice it till I actually noticed it like a while ago when I first watched this match. I was like, "Is that fucking Teddy Long?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's Teddy Long."
The only match I remember Teddy Long being the ref for is Chyna versus Jarrett from No Mercy.
Yeah, that was one.
I watched that match like twice. Or 3 times, I should say.
I do want to say, though, that I wish that when they go back to... they don't do this anymore, which I'm sad, but the entrance ramp for Madison Square Garden...
Oh, it was fantastic.
Like, just that little... It's just like this little space, and they had a taxi on top of it, which was kind of stupid, but I liked...
Trash cans.
Yeah. That was kind of weird, but I just like even in Survivor Series 2002, when they just did the little entrance, I was like, that's awesome. And also you get more people in the arena, you know? It was kind of a smart thing. But when they went back for Survivor Series 2002, because back then, like now, they have, what was it, the Raw announce table would be by the stage, but... for their shows, but like since there's no stage up there, they still had them like back where they normally would be. They're just all alone over there. It was like, really? Anyways, that's a fun little fact for you, but yeah, good fast-paced fun match.
Oh yeah, definitely. then we have Kurt Angle getting checked on by the medical staff, where he's wondering if he won the match because he can't remember what happened, and all they can tell him is he was choked out. At this point, he insists, "Oh, then I'm still undefeated because a choke is an illegal maneuver." And they're like, "Well, I don't know about that. All I know is you were choked out."
Yeah.
And then we begin the Miss Rumble 2000.
Oh my god.
Truly the greatest segment in Attitude Era history.
And the height of the Attitude Era right here.
Yeah. Our judges are Sergeant Slaughter, Tony Gurria, Fabulous Moolah, Johnny Valiant, Freddie Blassie, and Andy Richter.
Do we have to talk about this? I mean, it was just nice. This was nice to watch, but like.
Oh, of course we need to talk about this. It's part of the show. We talk about it.
If this
I
happened
do have to
now,
say, it was nice to see Freddie Blassie because I don't get to see much of him, and he is by far one of the greatest managers of all time.
I guess that's a positive you can take away from this. I mean, this was nice.
Yeah.
This was nice to watch them, but like this, like if this happened now, you know how many lawsuits there'd be.
Oh yeah. I just make a note here that it's incredible how far the women's division has come from.
Oh my
and
god!
I use the term garbage in my notes here. Garbage like this.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive.
Yeah. Mae Young though comes out to also be a participant, competing against Ivory, Jacqueline, Terry, BB, Laura, and the Cat, who was Jerry Lawler's wife at the time.
Well, Jerry Lawler was just having the biggest hard-on of all time here. So
especially for the Cat.
Yeah, especially for the Cat.
He would not stop talking about the Cat.
Yeah,
Mae Young comes out. And,
Jacqueline starts twerking. I remember that. Like this is like straight up like TVMA porn. Like what the fuck is this?
Fun fact, the blur added in is only added in on the network. Originally broadcast, you actually saw it.
Like what?
The DX censored bar was there, but there's a circle blur when her breasts actually fall out. That was added in for the network and DVD. The original broadcast, you actually saw it.
The fucking
as Mark Henry is pushing her off.
Like Jacqueline is like wearing like absolutely nothing. Like this is not like this is like porn, like without the sex though. Like what is this? This is a wrestling. Like if you're a woman and Vince McMahon comes up to you and tells you this is what you're gonna do. Like what the fuck? Like who thought this is? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to watch, but like, gee,
this was the women's division for the longest time, like all the way up until 2010. Really,
yeah.
You still had this kind of stuff going on.
So they went PG.
Well, I mean, even when they went PG, they'd still have them come out. They just weren't like shaking everything. You just have them coming out in like Santa suits and stuff to dance for Christmas.
What was the one that was in the bubble wrap? What was her name?
Bubble wrap.
Yeah, the last one.
That was Kat.
That was Kat. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. And Jerry Lawler's had like 6 wives since then. But anyways, can we move on from this? Can we?
Please. Yeah. Mae Young, importantly, wins the contest. We never get to find out the judges' scorecards. All we know is unanimously they choose Mae Young as the winner.
Well, they have great taste then.
They like the classics, I guess.
I guess so. This was. Anyways, we'll move on to whatever was next.
Chris Jericho and Chyna argue about who should wear the belt during their entrances. Because they're about to compete in the Intercontinental Championship Triple Threat match, as they are both co-champion at the time.
That was a thing.
This was after Jericho won the title from Chyna, but then they both pinned each other at the same time on an episode of SmackDown. instead of just declaring Jericho still the champion due to a draw, as they would pretty much every other time, they concluded that Jericho and China should both be the Intercontinental Champion.
What a novel concept.
As they had been fighting for months at the time. It's very similar in essence to what they did with Cesaro and Sheamus at the end of their best of 7.
Yeah, that's, yeah. 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 The match was, something.
Yeah, Jericho gets by far the loudest pop during his entrance. Crowd did not care for China.
Yeah. Jericho almost kills himself a lot, when he did that springboard dive.
Oh, yeah.
He almost lost balance on the top rope. That's what I remember.
Yeah. We haven't even brought up the fact that Hardcore Holly was the 3rd contestant in the triple threat match.
Oh yeah, Hardcore Holly. Yeah.
I've always liked Hardcore, even though he never really gets much recognition as far as greatest wrestlers go. He's very tight. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, Hardcore.
Yeah, he's not one you'll see botch that much, unless Brock Lesnar dumps him on his head.
Jericho and China, I'm not sure if this was edited out of the network broadcast or not, but both Jericho and Hardcore talk about in their autobiographies, this match specifically, how there's a solid 15-second period where Jericho and China just stare at each other because they have forgotten what they're supposed to do next as Hardcore Holly is outside the ring. Hardcore Holly finally reminds Jericho that he is supposed to bulldog China.
Yeah.
This made it in both of their books.
Yeah. Intergender matches. This was a thing back in WWE. Now it's a thing on Lucha Underground. Nowhere else.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of Lucha Underground, what are your thoughts on Sexy Star winning the world title for a whole week?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
You don't care. Okay.
I did like the tease. I did like in this match, the teasing spot where they both did a frog splash and it looked like they're both going to pin each other or pin up Hardcore Holly.
Yeah.
But anyways, on Lucha Underground, I don't care about this season. This season's weird. This season's just weird. I don't know. I don't know about this season.
Too many broken arms for you?
Maybe, I don't know. It's just like not a good. Like I feel like since they got more episodes, people are like, oh sweet, more Lucha Underground, and it's just like it's kind of like a bad thing for them. Like they're just kind of going week to week trying to like fill in time, and yeah. I mean, I love Pentagon Jr. I love the people that are on the show. I feel like Matanza or Jeff Cobb, fucking like he's more better as Jeff Cobb himself than he is as Matanza. I don't know why, and yet Matanza's the thing that got him popular. It's weird. Anyways, we're here to talk about Royal Rumble.
Is weighing in at over 400 pounds, allegedly, in this match.
He looks 400 pounds. He needs to lose some weight.
He is also actually the biggest guy in the match overall as far as muscle mass.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But Crash Holly, his cousin, quote unquote, at the time, also claimed to weigh over 400 pounds. This was a comedy gimmick meant for them to claim they should be with higher up in the cards than they were.
Man, if only people weighed 400. If only everyone was Vader. If only this worked with Vader. Vader would be the main event every single show.
Thing I want to point out is overall this match is a mess. As you mentioned, Jericho slips earlier. China is landing some of the weakest strikes I've ever seen.
And you've seen John Cena strikes.
Yeah.
Well, there was one weird point where like China does a superplex onto Hardcore Holly, and yet Hardcore Holly pins China right after.
He tries to cradle her out of it.
I see. I was confused at this time, and then more unprotected chair shots.
Not to mention, Holly kicks out of the pedigree in this match. China hits him with it, and he kicks out.
Yeah, well, China's pedigree isn't as good as Triple H's. One thing that I didn't get was that this is a triple threat match, and there are no DQs, right? But
Yep.
but like China
I
hits
I'm not really
Holly.
sure about this, but I think they had DQs in triple threat matches when they first came around for the first couple of years.
Maybe, I don't know.
But nobody ever got disqualified in a triple threat match.
So that's weird.
They just thought of ways to work around it, and eventually they're just like, no, that's stupid. Let's get rid of DQ.
But because like at one point, China hits Hardcore Holly with another unprotected chair shot, and then throws the chair outside the ring, like behind the ref's back. It's like, is this a triple threat match?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Then she tries to lock in the walls of Jericho on Hardcore Holly, but Jericho bulldogs her. Okay, so that's where that thing was.
yeah,
That's where he didn't know what he was supposed to do. He bulldogs her, and then he hits the lion salt on Hardcore Holly for the 3.
it's kind of edited out in the network version.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the original one, but because like from the network version, they go right straight to the walls of Jericho, and then the the Lionheart, or what the fuck is his name? Lion Salt. There we go.
And so Chris Jericho becomes the undisputed Intercontinental Champion in a 7.5 minute match.
Yeah.
All the matches on this card are really short.
Yeah. Besides
the main events.
Yeah. That's kind of how it worked back in the day.
And even the Royal Rumble is shorter than most.
Yeah. This is a short show.
Yeah. Shorter than a current episode of Raw. It's only 2 hours 40 minutes.
God, I wish Raw was this short.
So after the triple threat match, we cut to a backstage Jericho insists that he's going to have a party, and that all of New York is invited, and that it will be bigger than the New Year celebration for the new millennium, and that no one will ever forget it.
Yeah. Well, has anyone forgot it yet?
I'm pretty sure they have. I'm not sure he ever had the party.
Well,
I think people would have demanded compensation for not actually having the party.
yeah. But
backstage interview with The Rock. At this point, I question, how many times are we going to have a backstage interview?
on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was watching an episode of Raw. Like,
yeah. Michael Cole, back when he was an interviewer, is about to ask The Rock
which
if
he
there's
still
anything
was.
he's worried about. Rock cuts him off and immediately goes into how finally he's back in New York.
I bet he missed New York a lot.
Yeah. He then goes on to say that there are only 2 men who could cause him problems in the Royal Rumble match, and that's Crash Holly and Headbanger Mosh.
I guess.
And if he can somehow find a way to get past those 2, then he may have a chance at winning.
Oh my god.
I really liked this interview / promo.
Yeah. It's The Rock being The Rock, and The Rock is The Rock, and The Rock is great, so yeah.
But he proceeds to move on to who he's actually concerned with, and that's the Big Show. And he vows to make sure it comes down to just him and the Big Show, so that he can personally eliminate the Big Show.
Well, he can predict the future, can he?
Oh yes, he also vows that he will win the Rumble right off the bat, as long as he can get past Crash Holly and Headbanger Mosh.
Gee, these guys, they just spoiled the whole show, like, in one interview.
Yep.
Anyways. The next match was the longest match you'll ever see in your life.
Oh yeah, the tag title match. We start off with a promo, which I point out has nothing but a generic rock beat and fast-forwarded footage of their matches.
Yeah, great editing here in
It's just like
2000.
As they're just doing moves at like 1.5 times speed.
It just shows how far. It's weird that they even have a promo for a match that went 2 minutes. I mean, granted, they had one for Goldberg and Brock, but that was the main event, so.
Apparently, though, this was a big deal match because, in my mind, that's what you make promos for, are the bigger matches.
I guess. Well, I mean, hey, they had a promo for the Cruiserweight match at Survivor Series, so. Who knows?
Road Dogg's whole speech is crazy over with the New York crowd.
Yeah. They're basically like Enzo and Cass.
Yep. Every single one of them say every single word.
Yeah. I mean, Enzo and Cass are the new age outlaws.
Yep. The Acolytes, meanwhile, don't even get into the ring and just run straight for the New Age Outlaws outside the ring, and they proceed to brawl.
Yeah. And this match went for 2 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
I wasn't even looking at like at the bottom of the network you can scroll through and see, how long each match was. I wasn't even looking at that. I was just like, what the fuck? Like the match just ended all of a sudden, like stuff's happening for like a minute and then what is it? Billy Gunn just hits a famouser
After X-Pac interferes.
Yeah. And then just pins him and wins. It was like, what?
All in the space of 2.5 minutes, we have an outside brawl, a low blow, a hair pull, an interference, a finisher, and a 3 count.
And you think the tables match fit too much in for their 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Good lord. So the 0.5 star rating for this one.
Sure, you could say that. I think it just went too short to get anything. I couldn't take anything in that was happening because it was just over the instant I could process the fact that it had started.
One thing that I did love is that they started showing the replay of it, and then like halfway through the replay, they just cut to the graphic of Cactus Jack versus Triple H. They're just like, "Fuck this! We gotta go to the main event. We're done."
It's a shame. No one will remember this tag classic.
I feel bad for these people missing out. If there's one match you need to see on this show, it's this one.
It's the Outlaws versus the Acolytes.
Absolutely. But then we get into the match of the night.
Talk about how far their editing's come, but then we get this excellent video package for Cactus Jack versus Triple H.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've always had good video production. They just got fucking lazy with the last one because they're like, "Oh, this is going 2 minutes." It really was just half speed of there, just like a couple of clips, and like even the clips of them walking down to the ring was like sped up. Like it was weird. I don't know, but yeah, the video pack, especially for 2000, was good too. I don't know what they edited on, like a piece of paper or something. I don't know.
As part of a list of demands to the McMahon-Helmsley regime, all of the wrestlers for the company demanded that they reinstate Mick Foley, who had been fired by Triple H and Stephanie, and that they grant him a WWE title match at the Royal Rumble. Both of the conditions are met, but in build-up to the match, Triple H destroys Mankind. And so Mick states that he realizes Mankind is not fit to fight Triple H at the Royal Rumble in a street fight, but he does know someone who is. And that someone is Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
And to that I say, is this not the same Mankind who was still in a Hell in a Cell match after getting thrown off the top twice?
That's what I thought. Like
I'm clearly not tough enough to face you in a street fight after you hit me in the head a bunch.
Good God, did he hit him in the head? It's kind of sad how many times he hit him in the head.
But Cactus Jack versus Triple H, this is a rematch of a street fight, of all things, from Cactus Jack's WWF debut back in 97.
Yeah.
Was the exact same match advertised. Well, not really. It was Triple H versus Dude Love in a street fight.
I can say that this one's probably much better.
That is true, but that doesn't mean the first one isn't very good.
I haven't seen the first one, but
you haven't seen the first one?
No.
It's worth watching just for Cactus Jack's introduction alone.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Oh, was that where you got the pile driver on the stage?
Through the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the one you were talking about. But yeah, that's the one. Uh, anyways, then we get into the match, which a lot of crazy shit.
Undisputed classic here, though. In all fairness, it is a fantastic match.
One of Mick Foley's best matches.
Yep.
And I can watch this over the what was it? It was the year before the Royal Rumble that it was the I Quit match, right? Between the Rock.
1999 was Rock versus Mankind, and I Quit.
So
which played a factor into this match.
Yeah. So yeah, this match is really good, and everyone knows it for the finish, but like even in between, it's a really good match.
I do like the opening line to describe Cactus Jack by Jerry Lawler, where he declares him a sicko, a weirdo, and a psycho.
Well, he's not wrong.
Nope. Also, can we talk about how great My Time, the theme song, is for Triple H?
Yeah, that's his best theme. I wish he went back to that. It's a really good theme. I always liked that theme as a kid too. I don't know. His well, speaking of themes, they need to. I hate when they do because lately they've been doing the with Randy Orton. I know this is completely off topic, but Randy Orton, his old theme. Hey, nothing you can say or whatever. They'll start like the beginning of it, and then they'll go straight into his voice's theme. Like it's weird, and even with the Wyatt family ones, they'll start his old one and then go into the Wyatt family theme song.
Which is a shame because I like his old one more than the Voices theme.
Yeah, me too. And even though WrestleMania 30, he like started it was the same thing. I remember that, and I was like, oh, of course not. But
apparently it's because he didn't like that song.
How dare he?
He was going to end up using This Fire Burns by Killswitch, and he in fact came out to it a couple of times at live events before the song went to CM Punk.
Interesting. That'd be weird for Orton though.
Yep.
That'd just be weird. Can we mention what was it? At one point in the match, Triple H has a chair, and like Cactus Jack is on the outside, and he has time to get a chair, and yet he decides, no, I'm just going to go in without a chair, unprotected, and then proceeded to get hit in the head with the chair.
It's a great character moment for Cactus, I feel, because he is just crazy enough to go, all right, yeah, I'm going to run straight into this.
I mean, yeah, but yeah. What am I thinking? You can't do logic with Cactus Jack.
I have to point out that the sequence where the ref, for some reason, decides he does not want a barbed wire 2x4 in the match.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Is weird.
It's a hardcore match.
He goes to use it, Triple H stops him and uses it himself, but then the instant Cactus Jack turns the momentum around and goes to use the barbed wire 2x4, the referee takes it over to the Spanish announce table.
And poor Spanish announce table people.
Yeah. Mick Foley is rightfully upset about this because he has pinned Triple H while the referee is taking the 2x4 over there. So not only did the ref miss the 3 count that Cactus Jack had earned, he also took away the weapon Cactus Jack wanted to use.
Listen, it's not the first time Earl Hebner has screwed anyone, okay?
Yeah. So Cactus demands to know where the 2x4 is. Earl points him to the Spanish announce table, where, is it Carlos Cabrera who doesn't tell him where it is?
I think so. One of the Mexican dudes.
It's Hugo Sanovich and Carlos at the time, right?
I think so. I know Carlos sounds correct, so I'll go with Carlos.
Alright. So Carlos refuses to tell Cactus Jack where the 2x4 is hidden, so Cactus Jack punches him in the face.
Beat up them poor Spanish, poor Mexican people that they can only they can only speak Spanish. They got no Spanish commentary. Poor
In
them.
response, the other Spanish announcer, Hugo Sanovich, I believe, hands Cactus Jack the barbed wire 2x4. I laughed at this. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense though. Why Earl would stop him using a 2x4.
And then he doesn't even try to get rid of it again. He just lets it stay after that.
He's like, I better not.
Yeah.
Like he tried to stop Triple H, but not to the point of Mick.
I'd like to point out that Triple H's leg is bleeding before the barbed wire 2x4 even enters the match, and I'm not sure how that happened.
That's true. I remember. I don't know how that happened too. It was like I don't know. Maybe he got cut from something. But yeah.
Speaking of blood, though, Cactus then hits Triple H in the face with the 2x4 repeatedly, causing a fantastic blood job.
Good old-fashioned blood job.
Yeah.
Triple H loves cutting himself.
Jack goes for a pile driver on the announce table. Triple H counters with a back body drop. And fortunately for Cactus Jack, Earl removed the monitor he would have landed on as he was setting up for the pile driver.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Mick. Hey, listen, it's better than taking a back body drop onto a ring bell or whatever the fuck that was last year. And against The Rock. Wasn't that he took a back body drop onto the ring bell in the I Quit match?
The ring table?
Yeah, whatever it was.
It's either the I Quit or the Last Man Standing. I don't remember which.
I don't know which one, but like that, he just loves to kill himself.
Yeah. Which would be even when after he retired a month later. Yeah. He would come back 2 months later.
And then he'd come back 5 years later. But he also, speaking of taking stuff, he always does the where he gets tossed like leg first into the steel steps.
The hip toss.
Yeah, and then he gets proceeded to throw over gets Irish whipped over the steel steps.
I don't know. I always like that spot. It's always in the back of my mind. Is one of the more brutal things you can do is just like getting thrown on the steps. Because even though I know they don't weigh a lot,
yeah,
just due to how they're shaped and the fact they are metal.
Yeah, but they would still hurt landing on them.
Oh yeah.
That. So
I always use steps as like the most brutal weapon you can use, even though I know that's not true.
Yeah. But what else? I'm trying to think of what else happened. It's a really good match, though.
Handcuffs him.
That's right. He handcuffs him.
And a call back to the 1999 I Quit match.
I'm pretty sure his wife would not, Mick Foley's wife would not have liked that moment.
Yeah. Cactus Jack is able to fight back for a little bit, but Triple H is eventually able to knock him off his feet and proceeds to hit him with, I believe, 6 chair shots, 4 of which are to the back.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
When he first got that chair, I was like, God, no, not to the head. Oh.
Only 2 of them were to the head. Only a 33% head rate.
Well, it's better than 100%.
Yeah. Triple H continues to beat Cactus Jack up the aisle, very similarly to how The Rock did the previous year, when all of a sudden, of all people, Rock saves Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
To redeem himself, I guess, from the previous year.
I'm sorry I beat you up with them chair shots. But kind of. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, you can finish your thought.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna say it's kind of random with The Rock coming out, but I guess.
Oh yeah.
It was completely random because The Rock was not. I guess he kind of was in the builds, wasn't he? He was kind of, but not really. And then The Rock comes up. He has a big pop. That's cool.
Yep.
But I do want to say though.
Loved The Rock.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. But what I wanted to say was I like the wall that they had, that brick wall, like you mentioned earlier, with the trash And then all of a sudden, a cop comes out and unhandcuffs him. Like he
Yeah.
has the magical
I'm
key.
curious, was being handcuffed a crime?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
like
sure you're allowed to do that.
I'm pretty sure each handcuff has like different keys you need to use. You would think, but I guess not. But I like the entrance, like you mentioned, the entrance ramp with the bricks and like the spray paint.
Yeah.
That's what New York is all about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool moment I appreciated. I don't recall exactly when this happened. When Triple H is banging Cactus's head into the entrance ramp metal portion, and he actually closes the entrance ramp.
yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Then fuck what they got on the announce table afterwards, and he hits a pile driver or no?
He manages to actually hit the pile
Yeah,
driver this time, yeah.
and
And he then proceeds to get the bag of thumbtacks.
yeah, and that was you knew that was nearing toward the end. And he takes probably one of the worst thumbtack spots I think I've ever seen in my life.
um, Stephanie McMahon comes out to distract him.
Yeah.
And that distraction gives Triple H the time to get up, which then allows Triple H to back a body drop Cactus Jack onto the thumbtacks.
And not just that,
Yeah.
the finish of the match.
He then hits a pedigree, but Cactus Jack is able to kick out. Triple H, in fury, then pedigrees Cactus Jack onto the thumbtacks.
Yeah. I remember I first saw this match forever ago. That scared the shit out of me because he then when he saw him roll out, he had like thumbtacks like in his head, like right above his eye. And I was like, if that was like a couple inches down, your eye's fucked.
Yeah. I'm not sure Cactus worried too much about that.
No, yeah.
There are this will look really cool.
Yeah. I remember though, backstage, supposedly Vince gave him an earful that he could have poked his eye out and gotten seriously hurt, which makes sense.
I would have been more concerned if I'm Triple H because your knees are the main thing hitting the ground on a pedigree. And even after the match, you can see his knee pads have been pretty much entirely replaced with thumbtacks.
Yeah, in his boots. Yeah. I think I'd rather have my knees hit thumbtacks than
Well, no,
eyes.
yeah, but he took far more of that than
I
Jack
bet,
did.
like you mentioned, his leg bleeding. I'm pretty sure his knees all cut up after that. But this was a great match. This was a really great match.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
I don't know if I like this more than their next match in the Hell in a Cell at No Way Out. But it's a really great match. If anything, if you have not seen this match, this is a match you should go check out.
The tables match in this are what I would recommend the pay-per-view for.
Yeah, and then Teddy Long, like I mentioned, Teddy Long, he came back out to help cart Triple H off.
Yep. But Cactus Jack will not let him leave, and he rolls the stretcher up and semi-crashes it into the ring.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that Mick Foley or Cactus Jack got up before Triple H did.
Yep.
But yeah.
And he proceeds to hit him with the 2x4 again, and then pose for the crowd.
Yeah. Selling. It's something we don't see much these days. But yeah, this was a really great match. And yeah, go see this match if you haven't.
Cut back to WWF New York, where potential future cabinet member Linda McMahon
Oh my god.
comes out to make a statement that things are going to be handled the McMahon way.
That's the best way. The McMahon way.
Yep. And that is all she says before walking off. Linda McMahon as an on-screen character, by far the worst of all the McMahons.
Oh yeah. Easily.
She has no presence, no personality on TV. She just flat speech all the time.
Yeah. Hopefully she can do better speeches as the small business associates owner or whatever the fuck she is now.
Yeah.
What?
Wonder how they reacted to that.
Yeah, but now we have to talk about the
Least star-studded Royal Rumble match in history.
yeah. I mean, just talk about the number 2 entrant.
I think we have only 2 men you could even, well, you can argue 3. 3 people you could possibly see winning the Royal Rumble out of all 30 of them. And
Yeah.
that is The Rock, Big Show, and Kane.
That's pretty sad.
None of which came out until the mid-20s.
I know. This was probably not. This probably I want to say it's the worst Rumble match because my goodness, just look at 2015. But like,
Oh no, there's worse Rumbles. I was definitely entertained by this,
yeah, this was it wasn't it was entertaining, but like you said, it was
but
one
it's
of the
more
most.
how fast-paced it is.
Yeah, it's a very
And
fast-paced Rumble match where compared to like every other Rumble match, they take their sweet ass time. Speaking of Rumbles, I'm wondering if they're gonna make the Rumble this year 4 hours long.
oh god,
I think they might just
first ever
because.
50-man Royal Rumble
Oh my,
match.
they're gonna do a four because I don't know, maybe they'll do a 40-man Rumble, but I don't know. The first
I
one,
hated the 40-man.
you hated that one. I don't even remember that one to be honest with you. Okay, let me.
It's super boring to me. All I can remember is John Morrison's spider hook to the barricade.
That was cool. I do remember. I do remember Booker T coming back and Kevin Nash. Those are the only things I remember. They came back from that Rumble.
Anyway, the number 1 and number 2 entry for the Royal Rumble, you know, the most prestigious, the ones where we get all our dream showdowns nowadays, are D'Lo Brown and Grandmaster Sexay.
Jerry Lawler was really happy to see Grandmaster Sexay.
Yeah.
As so was I. God, he's my favorite wrestler.
I've always, like, you think there was ever any sort of upset or hurt feelings over the fact that Brian Christopher never went under the Lawler name?
Oh no, probably because kind of like Cody, he'd be like a bigger star. But I don't know. But the third entrant was my his costume was my favorite.
Headbanger Mosh, one of Rock's biggest threats, comes out at number 3 with a pair of, I don't really know how to describe.
Furry tits.
Yeah.
Is the best way you can describe it.
I would think of it more as confetti than furry, though.
And the funny thing is, out of all the people that in 2000 to come back to WWE in 2016, he's one of them.
Yep.
Ain't that something, folks? Ain't that something?
Rock may need to pick but after Headbanger Mosh makes his entrance, Kai and Tai run into the Rumble and are quickly thrown out.
I didn't even know they were a thing until like 2003 or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing them before.
They had won a Royal Rumble qualifying match, but had come in that day to find out that they had been replaced.
Can we talk about after that happens, where I think it's Grandmaster Sexay tries to give a D'Lo Brown a bulldog, and D'Lo Brown lands right on Headbanger the Headbanger's legs and fucks up his leg.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, that was the funniest moment of this of these early picks for this match. I laughed quite out loud for that one. But then we have Christian.
Yeah, Christian comes out at number 4, and he does a grand total of nothing.
Yeah.
He hits a DDT at one point.
That was cool, I guess. And then
number 5 is Rikishi, who the crowd loves.
Yeah, he just fucking murdered everyone.
This was like right after he debuted.
Oh, was it?
And he proceeds to, yeah, he had just debuted at the very latest, a couple months before this.
Because yeah, that's right. Because I remember, I was thinking that the 6-man Hell in a Cell match was before this, but that was later in the year.
No, that's part of the reason that's criticized so much, is because Rikishi was such a loved babyface. And they're just like, he ran over Steve Austin.
Yeah. Hey, he got fucking thrown off the top of the cell onto the back of a truck, so, I mean, Anyways, but yeah, I didn't know Rikishi was. He got a huge pop considering that.
Rikishi comes out and he cleans house, eliminating Mosh, Christian, and D'Lo in short order.
And then
Grandmaster Sexay tries to talk Rikishi down, but he's not really sure until Scotty 2 Hottie comes out at number 6.
Scotty 2 Hottie. The legend.
They then proceed to dance for the crowd.
Man, oh man.
They shut off the lights and everything.
Was Vince Russo writing at this time?
I don't know, but I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the dancing segment.
It just sounds like something Vince Russo would do.
I'm pretty sure he was in WCW at this point.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh no, he came in a couple months later because when he came in, he did the whole reboot thing.
Yeah, and then he left shortly after that.
Yeah. But in the middle of dancing, Rikishi clotheslines his 2 tag team partners and throws them out of the ring.
Hey, I mean, like the crowd was into the dancing thing. They were, they were fucking flipping out about. I don't know if you did this now, man, oh man, man, oh man. I mean, look at the Brodus Clay.
Well, I don't know about you, but I find Rikishi endlessly more entertaining than Brodus Clay.
That is for sure. That is for sure.
After eliminating his partners, Rikishi proceeds to dance on his own.
Hey, you don't need partners. You can dance by yourself.
But Scotty 2 Hottie and Grandmaster Sexay, their feelings aren't hurt too bad, as Scotty even gives Rikishi his hat after he's eliminated.
They ain't that mad.
Number 7 is Steve Blackman, and he just gets eliminated.
Yeah. I mean, Rikishi just dominates. Rikishi's a monster.
Number 8 is Viscera, who proceeds to manage to hit some moves on Rikishi, but he's eliminated after a couple of super kicks.
Yeah.
Then number 9 is the Big Boss Man, who refuses to even get into the ring.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
Was he ever any, like, good? Like, I don't remember him being good at all.
I think he's more famous just for the memorability of his gimmick.
I guess. I just remember him. I haven't
seen too many good Boss Man matches. I'm sure he's had some. I just haven't seen them.
Jesus, Viscera. I forget that Viscera was around this long though. Like he was back here. I just remember him being like 2006, 2008, just fucking not doing anything, just standing.
Earlier than this, he won the King of the Ring in '95.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like he's been around. He was around for a long time before he passed away. But with Big Boss Man, the only thing I could say that I remember about Big Boss Man was him getting fucking at WrestleMania 15 where he got hung by the Undertaker, and me as a kid watching that, my God, was I traumatized. Was I traumatized? I thought I just watched a man die. That's a fun little fact. But moving on with the match.
Number 10 is Test, who attacks Big Boss Man and immediately forces him into the ring, and then just starts attacking Rikishi, immediately forgetting his hatred for the Big Boss Man.
Yeah. Test was...
And Big Boss Man, instead of just leaving the ring again, stays in the ring for the rest of the match.
Maybe a British Bulldog.
11, British Bulldog. Yeah. He has lost a lot of his luster by this point.
Yeah. Which is really sad.
A guy in jeans.
Yeah, I don't know why they took away his whole gimmick or whatever it was. He retired later in this year, so
no one's ever going to get behind a guy in jeans, though.
That is true. That is
ever.
I mean, look at a
guy in jeans become WWE champion.
Look at a Jimmy Wang Yang. Was Jimmy Wang Yang ever like any good?
As a wrestler,
Yeah.
just from his WCW stuff I've seen, I think he was pretty technically sound. I don't think he ever was really over with anybody, though.
My goodness, Jimmy Wang Yang. What? Can you talk about awful gimmicks?
It's because he's a Chinese cowboy.
I guess. But then we have Edge.
Yep.
He lasted longer than Christian, his buddy.
Yeah. But nobody seems to care about Edge in this match.
No.
Crowd's pretty quiet for him.
Yeah.
By the way, before Edge comes out, Kai and Tai run in again.
Yeah. And who was the one that got flipped over the top rope and landed straight on his face? Taka? Oh my god, that looked like that hurt.
He got a concussion from that.
Yeah,
That's why he didn't come out later.
That doesn't surprise me because man, oh man, that looked like that hurt.
Yeah.
And
naturally, they replay it at least 6 times.
Of course. I mean, they replayed Enzo Amore's concussion too, so.
So Edge comes out. Nothing much of note happens. I do have that Rikishi hit a bonsai drop on Boss Man, which is one of my favorite, I guess, fat guy finishers.
It looks like he kills him, but at the same time, it looks like he kind of like every time he does that, it looks like he kills him. Sometimes it looks like he lets up a little bit. Like you think he's dead, he thinks he's gonna break off his ribs, but Rikishi doesn't. He's a nice guy.
Number 14 is Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
One of the first big surprises in Rumble history. One of the first returns they would do.
You think Bob Backlund's gonna return in this Rumble in 2017?
I certainly hope not.
Is he still with Darren Young? Is that still a thing?
No.
Thank God.
Darren Young has just faded off the face of the planet, really.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about the Titus brand now.
Don't. Let's not talk about it. Let's just move on.
But everyone teams up to eliminate Rikishi. So they clearly were very big on Rikishi at this point, like offices and such, because they had him go on the big elimination spree, and they had everyone team up on him to eliminate him.
Yeah, they're big.
So no single person could take credit for getting rid of him.
Well, if you look at, every time they get one of those big guys, they always push him to the moon at first. I mean, look at Umaga. I mean, think about it. Like Umaga was fucking when he came in. Like he got to an immediate undefeated streak.
And he kept that streak for nearly a year.
Yeah. I was there when they broke the streak with Cena. That was my first ever WWE show.
Oh, you were at New Year's Revolution?
Yeah, I was there. I was in the cheap seats. I was in the rafters near the rafters. Speaking of wait, which one are we on? Are we on Jericho yet?
Right after Rikishi got eliminated at number 14 when Bob Backlund came out.
So yeah, Jericho came in. Jericho was next. I just want to mention Jericho's not in this match for long, but the one thing he does, he drop kicks Bob Backlund and eliminates him from middle of the ring, and Bob Backlund gets so pissed.
And he just walks out through the crowd.
Yeah. He tries to get back into the ring, but the ref stops him, and then he goes and yells at some fans and then leaves. And then he goes through the crowd.
He's shaking everybody's hand.
Yeah. Like he won. That was pretty great. That was a great moment. I won it. That was something. And then Crash Holly was next.
Number 16, Crash Holly.
Who lasted a long time.
Threat.
Yeah, he lasted a lot longer than the headbanger.
Unfortunately for The Rock, Crash Holly lasted long enough to actually face him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, The Rock eliminated him.
Yeah.
Then we had China.
China comes out at number 17, and again, with those terrible strikes to Jericho.
Yeah. She doesn't last long at all, though.
I could have sworn China was better than this, but watching this show, she's not very good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. Maybe we just got the wrong show. I think someone needs to tell us what people they think the best China match is, because this was not all that. She was not all that great on the show.
Yeah. But she
I
does
mean,
hit Jericho with a multitude of terrible strikes before proceeding to suplex him out of the ring and eliminate him.
that was interesting. And then
She is immediately eliminated by the Big Boss Man.
yeah, the Big Boss Man like literally just like shoved his elbow, just like pushed him off a little bit with like his elbow. That was it. That it took
Yep.
no effort to eliminate China.
Number 18 is Farouk, and immediately the Mean Street Posse run in. They punch Farouk for a few seconds, and this devastating onslaught leaves him open to be eliminated by the Big Boss Man.
My goodness, Big Boss Man freaking taking out people like it's nothing. 11 seconds. Wait, no, excuse me, 18 seconds. I got that wrong. He lasted 18 seconds.
Farouk did?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even time these.
I'm on Wikipedia right now, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Royal Rumble match entrances and eliminations.
Well, you
And
see,
China lasted 30, what was it? 30 seconds. And Varuk lasted 18. So, you know.
okay. You see, I went through I made things hard on myself, and I actually manually wrote all the entrances and entrance numbers.
Well, this is 2016. You don't need to manually write anything. You can just look anything up.
Well, there's always the fun of doing it yourself, I guess.
I guess so.
No one appreciates it. Number 19 is the Road Dogg, and even though he's not cutting the promo, everyone is saying his line for him.
Yeah. That's when you know you're over.
Yep. But I'm pretty sure it's just the chant that's over, because as soon as he gets in the ring, they stop saying anything about Road Dogg, and immediately the crowd is chanting, "We want Rocky."
Yeah.
I can't blame them at this point. They've been hit with 19 mid-carders straight.
Yeah, the 97 in this one is probably, the Royal Rumbles are probably, like the worst for mid-carders. Because the 97 one was, jeez. I mean, I'm glad they're going back to the Alamo Dome, but man, if this year's anything like 97's Rumble, then I'm scared.
Number 20 is Al Snow.
Al Snow. It was. I have not seen much of Al Snow. I assume he's good. I assume
He's okay.
it's okay.
I loved his ECW gimmick.
Well, because here he just comes out and he's in a black singlet with like nothing on it.
Oh yeah, no, this was before he. I don't recall when this was exactly. No, this was after he did Job Squad, so he was literally doing nothing at this point. He had zero character.
I see. Yeah. Because I'm not too familiar with him, so when I see this old stuff is like the only thing I really have ever seen of Al Snow. So I saw this and I'm like, man, Al Snow, it's not all that good.
Yeah, no, he didn't do anything really of note. But between when he came out and when number 21 came out, Road Dogg was able to eliminate the Bulldog.
Yeah.
As JR points out, one dog eliminating another.
Yeah.
Number 21 is Val Venus.
The man who got his penis chopped off.
Yeah. At this point, you gotta wonder what's going through the crowd's head, regarding why no one of any worth has shown up yet.
Like you think they would? You think they would do a better job of spreading these people out? But it's like because it's like one person comes out, bam. No, it's like just some mid card jobber.
Typically, once you get a big name, you can go for like 8 names straight without really having an issue. But they haven't had a single big name yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like you look at look at like 2016 Rumble. Like you have AJ Styles and Roman Reigns come out first, and then like nobody really comes out. of importance for like 10 straight ones until like some
But that's
big names.
fine because you have the big names there.
Yeah, you have the big names there, but this is like just jobber after mid-card jobber after mid-card jobber. I mean, you look at Edge, who, to us, after all these years, he's like, oh, he's this big name, and he's getting a
But
lot
at
of
the time,
time. At the time, he's with Christian, and Christian just got eliminated. It's like in like 3 minutes. So like, who are you supposed to? Who are you supposed to care about at this point? And, got the big boss man, Al Snow, British Bulldog,
pretty sure
Crash
Big Boss is
Holly.
like the biggest name in this at the
Yeah.
moment.
And then they continue and they played the replay of the guy getting concussion again.
Yeah, once Funaki ran out.
Yeah.
So this is his third time running out to try to send a message that he should be in the Royal Rumble, and he is thrown out in seconds again.
Funaki is a lot smaller than I thought he was. Is that just me? Or is it just everyone in this match is huge?
Well, I'll say he looks a lot different than what I remember him looking like, because I didn't remember who that was at first. I recognized Taka, but I didn't recognize Funaki.
Well, because you look at Funaki now, and he does the commentary for Japanese for the WWE, and when they do that whole side thing where they show all the commentators, he's kind of like tall. Like I don't know, he was short, and he's a lot shorter than I thought he was. But then we have Albert
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert, who yeah.
Shorthand for penis piercing.
Oh man, that's something.
That's what Prince Albert means.
That's just that just makes my day a lot better.
Mr. McMahon picked the name himself.
Absolutely, the man who needs to shave his back hair. Big Damo will probably get those chants too.
Again, nothing much really happens here, but Val Venus is able to eliminate Edge.
that was a weird elimination. Just a back body chop, and he's done.
Yeah. By the time number 23 comes out, Hardcore Holly, the crowd is dead.
Yeah.
They have no interest anymore.
Maybe that was their intention, because that after Hardcore Holly was The Rock.
Yeah.
And, the crowd went wild after that.
Like, oh, dear.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking at the crowd, like, when they go to the hard cam, and people are just waving at the camera. And at a certain point, because, you'll see on the right side, people will, run down to the entrance that are up high, and they'll try to, try to see the people. But, at a certain point, people just stop running down. Because, Hardcore Holly comes down, people are like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Hardcore Holly? They did a terrible job pacing for this Rumble.
Yeah. They're more focused on some guy in the crowd who they chant asshole at.
Yeah.
As he is taken out by security.
Yeah.
Which you can see in the crowd.
But then we get The Rock.
And then finally The Rock shows up. And he gets a pretty decent pop. I feel it would have been louder had the crowd actually been into it.
Yeah. But then the match got a lot better.
Yeah.
Got a lot better.
Rock comes in, quickly eliminates the boss man. The crowd is loving this. But before he can get too comfortable, number 25, Billy Gunn.
Oh man, Billy Gunn. Back to mid-carders. Then you get to the point where you're at 25 and you're like, I don't give a shit. You want a big name. It's like you want a big name and you're like, fuck. Once you get to 25, you're like, fuck, we're not gonna get a big name, are we? And then they get Kane and Big Show.
Fortunately though, Rock is able to overcome his own fears and predictions and eliminate Crash Holly.
Thank goodness. I was really worried that he was.
Despite that, he was worried that Crash Holly would be one of the biggest threats in the match.
Yeah. I was surprised that they didn't do the Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly team up. I don't know.
They did a little bit.
No, I thought they were going to do it more. I thought maybe it was just me. I thought they were going to do it throughout the match, but especially considering how long they both were in there. Especially Crash Holly. Crash Holly was in there for a long time. But
I think Boss Man got the Iron Man that year, didn't he?
Did he go 60? Is that what you're saying?
No, the match wasn't even 60 minutes. The match is like 50.
Oh, I didn't know.
Iron Man is whoever's in the ring the longest.
Oh no, Test was in the ring the longest.
Okay.
He went. Who came right after Big? I'm looking at all the ones right now. Yeah. So Test went 26 minutes. Big Boss Man went 22.
Your Iron Man should not only be in there for 26 minutes.
Yeah. Who's the Iron Man this year though? That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna look this up.
2016.
Yeah, I gotta look this up. Oh, probably Roman Reigns, wouldn't it be? But like, I don't count him.
Well, I mean, he wasn't even in the ring for half that.
Exactly. That's
If
what
you
I'm
want
thinking.
like in ring, it's probably Jericho this year in ring.
Probably. I mean, who's the longest it's ever lasted in a Rumble? Was it
Rey Mysterio.
That's it. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roman Reigns 59 minutes doesn't count. Yeah, Jericho 51. Probably. Yeah, it's not even close when you go to Jericho. After Jericho, it's AJ Styles, which is 28 minutes, but that's the closest time to him. But
you should not only be in there for 27, 26 minutes.
Yeah, this is a short Rumble. Normally they go over an hour, so.
Number 26 is the Big Show.
And then you finally get someone that people kind of care about.
So finally another big name in this match. You finally have two big names.
Out of the whole match. That's crazy.
As Big Show is there, the commentators point out that Road Dogg's great strategy.
Mm.
Did you notice this at all?
I did not notice it. I just noticed that the Big Show slapped one of the guys like fans or whatever when he was going down to the ring, and then started getting into an argument with the dude in the front row.
Okay. During the whole match, ever since he came out, like once he got knocked down, Road Dogg has crawled into one of the corners where he has wrapped his arms and legs around the bottom rope.
Genius.
And he has not gotten up since then. He's just stayed in that corner with his arms and legs wrapped around the rope.
I didn't even notice. I didn't notice that.
But that's what he did the whole match. People would come over and stomp him, but he would not let go of that rope.
He loves the bottom rope. What can I tell you?
But it's a good strategy.
It is kayfabe. Boring as shit to watch.
Yep. Big Show though is quickly able to eliminate Test and Gangrel.
Yeah.
I do like Al Snow's selling of the headbutt by Big Show. Because Big Show headbutts him and Al Snow goes back into like a perfect headstand.
Yeah. The Dolph Ziggler selling.
Yep.
And then Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw comes in at number 27. And again, the Mean Street Posse runs out. So clearly they had some problem with the Acolytes. But Bradshaw is able to fight them off and not able to fall to their devastating onslaught of a few seconds of punches. But as he's running them off, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn throw him out from behind. Yeah. So the Outlaws beat the Acolytes twice tonight.
Road Dogg got up from his corner and then went right back to it.
He went right back to it after this too. He only got up from it twice, for this and for when he got thrown out.
It's actually pretty genius. I could see someone like Kevin Owens do that this year. If he was in the Royal Rumble match. I don't know if he will be, though. We'll see how that goes.
Number 28 is Kane.
Which is is a big name.
Yep. Like I said, maybe 3 possible winners, and he would be one of them.
Yeah. That's really sad. Like, that's kind of sad. Like,
and they're all in the mid-20s.
Yeah. Like this, I don't know. Like I'm thinking, as we're going through the show, I'm kind of I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about like this year, 2017, at least of now. Like there's like a lot of possibilities of who could win, but like here, it's like 3 people, and sometimes it comes down to that. But if there's 3 people, you could be like, okay, well there's like these like 5 other people that have like an outside chance that could possibly win kayfabe. And then, yeah. but then, like this year, it's like 3 people and there's no one else.
Yeah.
But Kane comes out with the best mask. He never should have got rid of this mask.
Yeah. He comes out with Tori as well.
Yeah, that was weird.
His on-screen girlfriend at the time.
Poor Tori.
He had recently been imbued in a feud with X-Pac over her.
And we'll talk about X-Pac here in a second.
But yeah, Kane comes out and he choke throws Val Venus out of the ring. And there's a zoom in on the back of Albert's singlet, and I have in my notes that it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Number 29 is the Godfather.
Yeah.
Truly, this is the best Rumble ever.
Oh my goodness! Hey, it's not the worst. Which is surprising.
This is actually, I believe, the first one I ever saw. Because in build up to one of the Rumbles, I went and started looking them up on YouTube, and the only ones I can remember watching on YouTube were this one and the 2006 one.
2006, the Rumble was a bad show, if I remember correctly.
Overall, I really like the 2006 Rumble match, though.
I like the Rumble match, but the rest of the show was weak. Yeah, but what was it? Godfather came out and got eliminated pretty quickly.
Kane eliminates Albert while Godfather's coming out.
God, don't you love those eliminations when nobody is paying attention? And then they go, where did he go?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? He's a nobody.
Funaki comes back again.
Although I do want to say before, when the Godfather came out, one of the girls tripped up on the while they were walking up.
Great.
Yeah.
Funaki comes out again, only to be thrown out by Al Snow.
Al Snow, out of all people,
So clearly Funaki is worthy of all the respect.
Al Snow, goodness, that's when you know you're worthless.
And after he is thrown out, Jerry Lawler once again requests to see a replay of Taka hitting the floor earlier. Which we get.
Like, my goodness.
Finally, number 30 comes out. And who is this monumental name that comes out to number 30 to get the crowd super hyped for the finale? It's X-Pac.
They really should have had Rock come in at 30. I don't know why they didn't. They should have replaced the two. Like The Rock would have been the perfect 30. What the fuck were they thinking?
Well, I'm thinking people would have started leaving by like 29.
Yeah,
if
I
it
guess.
had just been Rock that long.
Maybe it should have been Kane at 30 or something.
Because let's be honest, just like looking at this list of names, it's pretty much Rock, Kane, Big Show, and not The Rock.
Yeah. Well, it should have been Kane or Big Show that was 30. Like, imagine if this happened now and X-Pac came out at number 30.
Big Show was 30, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't normally say that. Big Show would have been a great 30 for this sort of situation.
For this situation, yeah, if it was now Big Show was 30, I would have killed myself and X-Pac. But for this situation, it would have worked well with Big Show.
Al Snow goes on to eliminate Hardcore Holly, clotheslining him over the top rope. Like, once X-Pac comes out, we go into overdrive for eliminations. Like, everyone gets thrown out in the space of 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Al Snow eliminates Hardcore. Big Show eliminates the Godfather. Rock eliminates Al Snow. And after Al Snow is eliminated by The Rock, Road Dogg leaves his corner to mock Al Snow, only for Billy Gunn to just easily flip him over the top rope.
That was... Why did Billy Gunn do that?
Because he wanted to win the Rumble and he saw an opportunity to eliminate a guy, I guess.
Excuse me, not Billy Gunn, but why did Road Dogg went to mock Al Snow? Did they have a feud before this?
No.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But he got up to just go over and laugh at Al Snow.
Out of all the fucking people to mock, like, you pick Al Snow?
He must not have liked Al Snow. I don't know.
Well, I don't like Al Snow either, but, like, what? But like, if I saw Al Snow getting eliminated in the Rumble, I wouldn't go. And then X-Pac gets thrown over the top rope, like almost fucking dies, lands on his back by The Rock.
Uh,
Oh yeah, but Kane attacks. Kane
Kane
gets
eliminates Billy Gunn.
and Kane gets
So
pulled
the
out of the
Outlaws
ring.
are together outside the ring, and they immediately double team Kane.
Yeah, and then they fight, go up the ramp, and then, like I said, The
They're
Rock.
fighting with Kane up the ramp as Rock throws out X-Pac in what is by far the best thrown out of the ring of the night, I feel.
Probably of like one of all time. Like, man,
He does like a tope con hilo out of the
yeah,
ring.
but just doesn't have anyone to catch him.
However, the referees do not see it as they are breaking up the fight between Kane and the Outlaws.
Oh, they don't. That's right. They didn't see it. So X-Pac is still back in the ring.
Yeah.
If X-Pac
So
won off that,
goes back in the ring.
was X-Pac a big star at this point?
X-Pac, the 2000 Royal Rumble winner.
Oh my God! If X-Pac would have won the
The
Rumble,
showdown everyone X-Pac versus Triple H.
but can we talk about how?
WrestleMania.
Can we talk about how Kane once it goes for a kick with his left foot and then does an enziguri?
Enziguri.
Yeah. Like what? Like that?
He's not recall him doing that like a fair amount during the time. Always great to see it.
And then X-Pac eliminates
Always
Kane.
like shock.
It was, but it took forever.
And then body slams the Big Show, and the crowd pops for the body slam to the Big Show.
Yeah. And then
Because it's a big deal.
it is a big deal, but now it isn't because John Cena does it every week.
Yeah. X-Pac eliminates Kane with a spinning heel kick. He then proceeds to hit a Bronco Buster on the Big Show, who immediately gets up and then hits a Gorilla Press on X-Pac out of the ring to eliminate him.
Then The Rock does a spine buster, which took a minute, and then does the People's Elbow. Crowd goes crazy, probably the loudest it's been throughout this whole fucking match.
Rock goes to throw Big Show out of the ring, but Show counters with a chokeslam.
Which I like the way they did that. That was a pretty cool tease of a Big Show just completely stops. It was just like, nah, you're not gonna do that.
And then the spot I've never understood, because this happened with Randy Orton too. What are they trying to do? When they put them in like running power slam position and run towards the ropes.
I think they're trying to power slam him out of the ring, but it didn't. It doesn't.
But you're not in a position to do that. You're in a position where they're going to hit the rope.
Yeah, I don't.
They're not going to go out.
Well, like he doesn't get his other arm around the around his body too. So I don't know, but yeah.
I guess it looks cool when you counter it to win.
Hey, when Rey Mysterio did it, it was pretty cool. But The Rock isn't as agile as Rey Mysterio. He didn't even do like a Hurricanrana. He just completely reversed it and just Big Show went flying over the ropes and The Rock held
exactly
off.
what I said. He just stopped himself on the rope. So
Yeah.
the Big Show kept going.
Yeah, like the Big Show eliminated himself. And but yeah, did The Rock win the Rumble before this? Right?
No.
No, this was his only. No, yeah, that was Steve Austin that won it 3 times.
Yes, this is his only Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I thought Steve Austin won it, or The Rock won it 3 times.
Well,
it was just Steve Austin.
Though it is in question.
Yeah, because didn't he hit his feet on the floor?
Yeah, his feet hit the ground. Big Show called him out on it, and they had a number 1 contenders match at No Way Out.
Yeah, that
with
was
special guest referee Shane McMahon.
And who won that match?
The Big Show.
I remember that.
Which led to the Fatal 4-Way at Mania.
Yeah, and then they had Mick Foley come back. Yep. So yeah, that was Rumble.
Yeah. Well, for the ending bit, Rock tries to get the crowd excited. Finally, The Rock is going to WrestleMania. Odd line, given that you were the champion at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
Finally, The Rock's going to WrestleMania. You were in the main event last year.
Finally, The Rock's going to WrestleMania as the challenger. Yeah.
Yeah. But Big Show interrupts The Rock, clotheslines him, and then throws him out of the ring. Rock just walks away.
I'm not going to get my revenge.
And that ends the show.
Yeah, that was a weird Rumble match. It definitely wasn't the worst. That's for sure. I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really the best. It was probably one of the least star-studded with 97.
Yeah.
But
95 too.
yeah,
Didn't
95
have a
too.
lot of-
But yeah, have anything to watch? I mean, watch the tables match and watch the street fight match. Those two are really great matches.
Yep. All right, so I guess it's time that I reveal to you the show that I have picked for the next time we manage to get together to do this.
What's that? Well, tell me what year first. Tell me what year.
It's 1996.
Okay.
And the show I have selected is ECW's CyberSlam.
Oh boy, we're going old school.
Yep. Fortunately, it is under their pay-per-view section on the network now. It didn't used to be. They used to not have any of like their special shows that weren't on TV.
I see. Now, I don't know what to say. I was going to ask you something, but I completely forgot.
Okay. Well, I have zero clue what happens on this card outside of one thing, and it isn't even a match.
Well, this is going to
and
be
that
a
one
fun.
thing is why I've selected this show.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Yep.
This will be fun for next time.
Hopefully, by the time we get together again, you'll have picked a random show.
Yeah, mine will probably be a lot, probably more WWE based.
That's fine.
Maybe another Rumble. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we'll do. But I'm trying to keep more selectly like in the network, just so like we can watch it easily, and so everyone else can watch it too.
Well, there's a lot of stuff there, not just WWE though. So I'm trying to diversify a little bit.
I get so. What was I gonna say? So yeah. I'll pick one by next time. I'll try to pick a diverse one like you have. So yeah.
No, you can pick whatever you want.
No, yeah,
that's the idea. It's meant to be like two contrasting picks.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. Well, anyways, I'll pick something and we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, this has been a fantastic conversation, I feel.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be too long before we can get the next episode of this podcast out, and it won't be an eternity to get this hour-and-a-half conversation uploaded to the internet.
What was the name of the show?
CyberSlam.
Oh no, this podcast.
Oh, the Pre10tious podcast.
That's right.
I haven't figured out how I'm going to spell it yet, but it's going to be pretentious. Whether I make it like the actual number or just pretentious, I don't know yet.
See, I was thinking you'd do something like with marks, like the mark.
I planned to.
Like
literally every name of is already out there.
Like the Mark cast has probably been.
Oh, that exists. The Mark cast, Smart cast, the Kayfabe cast, it all exists.
You know, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. But you know, that's pretty. You came pretty close. So I like it.
All right. So see you next time then.
See ya.